How many presentations have you given?
Three.
Three. And how many tasks have you done?
Total seven.
Seven, right? So you need to do four presentations for all the tasks. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can start. Do one presentation and then confirm that you have completed it. Then you can move on to second one. Okay. At the end,
Okay.
I will review it and send you score by evening. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, you can start.
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. I'm Abhimanyu Kumar from Cloud Architecture Group. Today, my topic of presentation is project curriculum of cloud-based investment platform. These are the contents of my presentation. So we all know cloud computing allows us to store database and software on internet. So using cloud computing in stock market area, trader and investors have seen that it's lots useful for them in trading in stock as it gives real-time data, news and analysis tools, making making them do trade faster as compared to the normal traditional ways. So cloud-based trading platforms allows investor to trade and in securities and multiple exchanges around the world using variety of trading algorithm and strategies. So yeah. So there are four key components of cloud investing platform. These are algorithmic trading engine, market data adapter, yeah, broker adapter, and data store. So algorithmic trading engine is basically like we give all types of like real-time data and historical data. Then algorithmic trading engine test it, create it, and operate on it so that we can analyze on those data. Market data adapter is like we store there all the types of resources which we will use in trading, and exchange or broker adapter is like we kind of connect through the securities exchange so that we can place order, revoke order, or like other statuses with them. And data store is like we can store durable and secure data repository used by algorithmic trading engine. Yeah. So in cloud investing platform, we will use various types of AWS services. There are these five services which we'll be using mainly. These are AWS S3, Athena, AWS Glue, Amazon SageMaker, and AWS Elastic Beanstalk. There are various other services which we will also be using, but these five are main. So what are the advantages of doing investing like from cloud based instead of like other are also doing like in traditional ways? It is like we get to know about access to the real time data, like historical analysis is also there, like in past experience how these are performed based on these strategies. Then there are flexibility, like we can scale up or scale down in during market time. It depend on the traffic. uh, then there is cost efficiency, like cloud computing provides us pay as you go. How much resources we will use, we have to pay for them only. So conclusion. So basically, this project covers all the essential topic for a developer to do to make a cloud-based investing platform. So developer will gain experience on cloud-based data management and analysis, high frequency trading, risk management, machine learning and AI, cloud-based trading platform, infrastructure security monitoring, and troubleshooting. These are the references of my project. Any questions you have? Thank you.
Are you done with this one?
Yes, sir.
You can now
So,
move on to next one.
okay, sir. So second one is setup and IAM user. These are the contents of this presentation.
Sorry, but
This,
only your first side is visible.
oh,
Please change to second one.
now, sir, contents.
No, I can see the thank you slide.
Oh, 1 second, sir.
What is the name of first one?
Project curriculum.
It is just project curriculum or something else?
It was just project curriculum on a cloud-based investing platform.
Okay, on cloud-based investment. Because in my list also it only says project curriculum. That is what.
Yes, sir. It was that only written there.
Please move on to second one. I can still see the thank you slide of first one.
No, 1 second, sir. Now is it visible, sir?
Yeah, now it is.
So my second topic is setup IAM user. These are the contents of this presentation. So basically, IAM expands to identity and access management. This is a service of AWS which allows us to manage and uh, allow other users to what services they want to perform. We can create and manage user group and permissions to allow or deny access to AWS services and resources. IAM provides logging capabilities that allows to monitor activity on AWS account. We can also track whether who has signed to us, what work they have done, like these actions. So to implement, if we have to create a IAM user, first we need to go to IAM services in AWS. Then we need to click on users and add user button. Then we need to name that IAM user name like anything based on our and we can allow them either we are giving them programmatic access or whole AWS management console access. So programmatic access is like we will restrict them to few things, but whole at AWS management means we are giving them whole our account. They can do anything, whatever they like to. Then we have to also select the permission. Like if we have created IAM before, then we don't need to do any changes. We want other users also to do same thing, then we can choose from the past IAM user. Otherwise, if we want to give new resource, then we can set those permissions. Then we can also set up optional MFA, which is multi-factor authentication for the user. Like it develops two-level security. Like when IAM is created, then there is a link and a password. But MFA gives a second password, which will be with the owner. And if he provides to the other user, then also they can sign in. So once the whole IAM user is created, this is the summary. ARN is there, which is used for signing up. And there is, you can see console access. I have enabled it without MFA. We can enable it with MFA also. Uh, I can show you the demo for this. Sir, can you see my IAM dashboard?
No, I can see the screenshots. Try to share your entire screen. That would be much easier.
Is it now?
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, so currently I'm working on this cloud-based investing platform. So you can see these are the 18 roles which I have given for IAM. Like I can show you some policies which I have, like S3 policy is there. Uh, this is for S3 users, like what access I will give for S3. Then you can see these four actions other users can also take, like get object, put object, delete object, and list bucket. So advantages and disadvantages of IAM. Yeah. So IAM provides a centralized console, like it is easy to manage access for multiple user or single user also. And we can also integrate with other AWS services like S3, RDS, Elastic Beanstalks and all. And there are some disadvantages also, like if there's a big organization, then it may be difficult for managing all roles, and sometimes it may be cost effective also, like managing users roles and permission. Like if we don't want these roles to work and we forgot to delete it, then costs will go high for this basis. Conclusion. So AWS IAM is a powerful service. It enables us to manage access to our AWS resources. However, for a new user, it may be complex to set up IAM, and if we don't give um, uh, maybe the cost will go high. There are some limitations, but it is a crucial component of AWS for controlling access to our AWS resources. These are the references. Thank you. So I'm done with second one.
Okay. So in IAM account, can you
Yes,
tell me what are the other functionalities other than providing access or something?
like restriction we can apply if we are using something like we are working on S3, and I have stored some storage system there, like database is there, and now I want someone else to work on Athena, and I don't want them to use that S3 resource. We will just give that Athena resource to them. So we can restrict them to just Athena by not giving them any allowance for S3 like that.
Okay, so
Uh,
does that mean if I have a team of 8 people, then you can give specific permissions to
Yes,
all
sir.
of them? Okay,
Yes, sir. Like if I want four of them to have full access, then I can give them, and I want four of them to restrict to some resources, then it can also be done.
okay. So you said that for the permissions we have to do some JSON thing, right? In the JSON
Yes,
we
sir.
had.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
is there any graphical way to do that, or is the JSON is the only way to do it?
There is a graphical way, IAML template we have to upload for that. Uh, we can do by that thing.
Okay, good. Okay, okay. Now you can move on to the third one.
So third one is Elastic Beanstalk. So you can see the screen.
Yes, you can move on.
Yeah. So these are the contents. So Elastic Beanstalk is a service by AWS, which helps a developer to deploy applications on the cloud. So Elastic Beanstalk focus on mainly so that developer can write the code instead of managing infrastructure. Like we have seen, uh, if we don't use cloud and we use other platform, then main task will go for deployment only. but in Beanstalks, there is various features like we can manage health for that app, like how it's working on or not. And it also integrates with other services like RDS, S3, CloudFront to provide a complete solution for deploying and scaling our applications. So using this image, I will explain how to implement Elastic Beanstalks. So first we have to go to Elastic Beanstalk service in AWS. Then we need to choose like whether we are deploying it Python, Ruby, or what type of program is there. Then we have to set up like runtime. And then if we deploy, we can use AWS CloudFormation, EC2 instance, S3 bucket, or Amazon CloudWatch for deploying it. Like I created one environment, hack with the environment, and you can see the URL for this. If once the health status is okay, then if I provide the access of this URL to other user, then they can access my application. I choose Python platform for this. You can see this health is okay and platform is Python. And running version is there like sample application. If I have something app created, then I can deploy it from here. So this is like a basic like my everything is working on. Then this page will be displayed. Uh, I can show you the demo like I had deleted it, but due to cost issues, I had deleted it. I created last month only this task. So there is nothing such right now, but this was the application name which I created it.
Sorry,
So
Abhimanyu, but your PPT is only visible.
uh, yes, sir.
Yeah, now it is.
So, sir, this was I created a hack with application name was there, but I had to delete it due to cost issues. So there is nothing as such right now in this, but this was the environment which I created. So advantages and disadvantages of Elastic Beanstalks. So like other services in this one also scalability is there. Like we can
Sorry,
autom
Abhimanyu, but your PPT is not visible. Yeah, now it is.
yeah. So there are advantages and disadvantages of Elastic Beanstalks. Like we can in Elastic Beanstalk also depending on traffic, we can scale up or scale down on demand. And it provides tools for monitoring and troubleshooting our application, allowing us to quickly identify and resolve issues. There are disadvantages like we deploy it on AWS, but there is chance that uh, in their server there may be some problem. So at the time, if there is problem in AWS server, then we cannot manage our app. It will cause problem. And there are some complex setup, like if it is a big applications, then it will take time for us. So conclusion. Elastic Beanstalk is a powerful tool. We can deploy our app and easily scale up, manage web applications and services without worrying about underlying infrastructure. However, there are some limitations like customization limitation, vendor logging, which I talked about, like there may be some problem in services of AWS, servers of AWS. So these are the references. Thank you.
Okay, so can you tell me what are the type of apps you can deploy with Elastic?
Uh, uh, Environments are there for Python, Ruby, and there is uh, Django is there. There are around,
Okay,
I think,
but
there are more like 5 or 6. I don't remember all of them.
can you tell me like what scale of application can be? Like, can I deploy something like suppose a resume type of website, a
Yes, sir.
static?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You can
And what about the
like
dynamic?
dynamic. We need to scale up with AWS CloudFormation. We need to use both of them for deploying dynamic. Only using Beanstalks, it's not possible. Static, it will work fine. In dynamic, we can deploy, but maybe some problem will be there.
Okay. Okay, you can move on to next one.
Sir, next one, can I uh, do it after some time?
Yeah, sure. I will move on
Yes.
to next question. Okay, so Kuldeep Kumar, I believe you joined after Abhimanyu. Yeah, hello, good morning, Kuldeep.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, please share the screen and start. How many presentations have you given?
सर ये दो दे चुका हूँ, ये मेरा तीसरा है.
कौन सा दिया तुमने?
सॉरी सर.
कौन सा दिया है तुमने प्रेजेंटेशंस? एक डेटा टाइप के ऊपर दिया है क्या?
डाटा टाइप्स, वेरिएबल्स. नहीं नहीं नहीं, ये कंट्रोल
इस पे
स्ट्रक्चर दे चुका हूँ. कंट्रोल स्ट्रक्चर एंड फंक्शन स्कोप क्लोजर दो
डेटा
दो
टाइप के
दे
ऊपर नहीं
चुका.
दिया?
नहीं, ये डाटा टाइप का है अभी जो.
कितना टास्क तुमने किया?
सर टोटल 6 कर चुका हूँ. एक डॉक्टर अपॉइंटमेंट पेज और टीएम मास्टर वेब एप्लीकेशन और एक तीसरा जावास्क्रिप्ट इंट्रोडक्शन टू जावा. ये 3 बाकी है मुझे देना प्रेजेंटेशन.
अगर तुमने एक फंक्शन स्कोप दिया है और तुमने एक कंट्रोल स्ट्रक्चरिंग जेएस दिया है, राइट?
हाँ, जरूर से.
ठीक है, तो बाकी का भी दे दो अगर हो सकता है इसमें।
ठीक है.
Then start.
Sir, screen is visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kuldeep Kumar. I am from Full Stack Web Development Group, and my topic for presentation is data type variables and operators in JavaScript. These are the content that I will be covering in next slide. So data types. Data types are used to hold different types of value. In JavaScript, there are many types of data type, such as number, which is used to store numeric value like 1, 2, 5, -3. Another one is string. It is used to store text value such as hello world, JavaScript. And boolean, it is used to store true or false value. Null, it is used to represent a null value or absent of any object value. And object, it is used to store array functions and other objects. And another one is symbol. It is used to create unique identifier for objects. So this is okay. JavaScript, in the JavaScript, when we add a number to a string, JavaScript will treat the number as a string. Let's say X is a variable and we add 16 plus Volvo. So JavaScript will treat this expression as a string. And JavaScript evaluate expression from left to right. So let's say this is a variable X and we add 16 plus 4 plus Volvo. So the first operand is 16, which is number. So JavaScript will treat 16 and 14 as a number and add them, which is 20. And after that, it will, after that, another operand is a string. So then after it will treat as a whole number is a string. So 16 plus 4, 20 plus whole 20 whole. But here the first operand is a string. Then JavaScript will treat all operand as a string. Next one is variable. Variable is simply a name of storage location. We can declare a variable with the help of let, var, and const. We use const when we want that the value will not change later, then we use const. And if we use let variable, let keyword, then we can change the value of variable. The difference between var and let is we can redeclare a JavaScript variable, declare with var, but not with let or const. So I made a two variable price1, price2 with the const keyword. So we cannot change the value of price1 and price2 later on. And here I create another variable total, which is declared with let keyword. So we can change this value. So operator. These are the operators. First one is arithmetic operator, used to perform arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. And another one is comparison operator, used to compare two values and return a Boolean value such as greater than, less than, or equal to, or not equal to. Logical operator, it is used to perform logical operation on Boolean values such as and or not. Assignment operator, it is used to assign value to a variable such as simple assignment, addition assignment, etc. So this is example of assignment operator. Here I created two variable x and y and assigned to a value 5 and 3. This is assignment operator. And this is arithmetic operator. Here we add a two variable x plus y. So x is 5 and y is 3. We get result as 8. And this is comparison operator. So x is greater than y, which is true. So we get a result as a true. And this one is a logical operator. So x is greater than 4, which is true. And y is less than 4, which is also true. So we get output as a true. In this task, I made a simple calculator. So this is a calculator. We can perform various operation on that. So this is a code. Sir, my Visual Studio Code is visible.
Yes.
Yeah. So I made a first container div to wrap up all the HTML tag, and this is a display. I made another div which is used to print the result, and I gave it a ID as a display, and these are the button that will help to evaluate the task. And this is JavaScript. First, I created a variable display. So we will use this variable to update the content of the display. And here we get all the buttons. So document.getElements by class name, it will return ये जो इससे हमें HTML फॉर्म में मिलेगा जो भी बटन्स होंगे, और array.from से हम उसको एरे में कन्वर्ट कर रहे होंगे. सो ऑल द बटन्स एक एरे के फॉर्म में इस बटन्स वेरिएबल में स्टोर हो जाएंगे. उसके बाद यहाँ पे हम मैप थ्रू करेंगे ऑल द बटन्स एंड एक क्लिक इवेंट लिसनर लगाया मैंने यहाँ पे। उसके बाद एक कॉल बैक फंक्शन ई जो कि हमें बताएगा कि कौन सा बटन क्लिक हुआ। उसके बाद मैंने स्विच स्टेटमेंट लगाया और इसमें डिफरेंट केसेस है। लेट्स से इफ यूजर क्लिक ऑन सी बटन then we simply clear the text on the display, and if user click on equal button, so this is eval जो कि predefined function है in JavaScript provide करता है, so इसके यूज से हम कैलकुलेट कर रहे होंगे। and if user click on backspace this on this array means we जो लास्ट कैरेक्टर इंटर हुआ होगा उसको हम लोग इससे हटा रहे होंगे। एंड डिफॉल्ट में सिंपली जो भी यूजर क्लिक करेगा उसको डिस्प्ले पे हम लोग प्रिंट कर रहे होंगे। दैट्स इट, थैंक यू सर।
Okay. Yeah. So can you go up to slide? Go on third or fourth slide.
सॉरी सर।
Go on third or fourth slide. Go down. Yeah. So in this one, you can see that we have x, let x equal to 16 plus Volvo, right? So
Yes, sir.
why is it adding it like as a string? Why it is not giving us error like type error? Like you can't edit two different type of variables or two different data types together.
सर जावास्क्रिप्ट प्रोवाइड करता है ये, इसको फीचर है कि ये इसको पूरे को स्ट्रिंग में कन्वर्ट कर लेगा। यदि एक ऑपरेंड स्ट्रिंग है तो उसको पूरे को स्ट्रिंग में वो उसको एज्यूम करेगा।
Okay. Do you know why it is doing that, or is it just doing it?
Sir, I don't know why, but I know this is feature of JavaScript.
This is not a feature, okay? क्योंकि अगर ऐसा हुआ तो बाद में अगर सपोज कभी हम लोगों को कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आ गए, ठीक है, जैसे कि अगर हम लोग को चाहिए कि हाँ डेटा टाइप वही रहना चाहिए, मतलब नंबर का नंबर ही रहना चाहिए, या फिर फ्लोट फ्लोट रहना चाहिए, या फिर स्ट्रिंग और नंबर नहीं होना चाहिए, तो फिर ये डोंट यू थिंक इश्यूज प्रोवाइड कर सकता है?
Okay.
क्योंकि अगर दो अलग अलग डेटा टाइप्स अगर ऐड हो जा रहे हैं और एज अ स्ट्रिंग मिल रहा है, ठीक है, तो मतलब सिर्फ यही चाहिए। सपोज आई हैव 14 प्लस and then 14 under brackets, so what I will get?
14 plus bracket.
See, okay, let me type in the chat, you will let me know. Okay? What will be answer of this?
ठीक। 14 मिलेगा।
1414, right?
Yes sir, 141।
Okay, so now imagine that I have a calculator like you have created, okay, but for some reason it is taking 1 4. Okay, first one is taking like 1 and second one as string 4. Okay, so I should
Yes
be
sir.
getting 5, but I'm getting 1 and 4. Don't you think that is a mistake? I should be getting 5, right? But it is somehow treating that 4 as a string 4 because I have not made proper inputs. It is not taking input properly. It is not able to evaluate if it is a number or string. Don't you think this will be a problem?
Okay sir.
See, two more in depth, okay. And also you have not included Q&A slide.
Yes sir, थोड़ा सा आज घर जाने वाला था तो सामान पैक कर रहा था, टाइम नहीं मिला इस वजह से।
2 3 स्लाइड ऐड करने में कितना लग जाएगा? सिर्फ तुमको एक स्लाइड ऐड करके क्यों अभी कर लो, लिखो न्यू स्लाइड करो, 8 नंबर के ऊपर क्लिक करो, 8 स्लाइड के ऊपर 8th लाइन, हाँ अभी उसके ऊपर न्यू साइड क्लिक करो। हाँ अभी यहाँ पे लिखो क्यूएस साइड। बस हो गया, कितना टाइम लगा इसमें? रेफरेंस
Yes, sir.
स्लाइड के अंदर भी 2-3 लिंक डाल देते, जो तुमने जहां से देख के किया रहेगा। ये वाला इसके लिए तो रेफरेंस दिया है ना हम लोगों ने, वही वाला
Yes,
चिपका
sir.
देते रेफरेंस। और रही बात कंक्लूजन की, कंक्लूजन भी कहीं से ढूंढ लेते हैं 1-2 लाइन का। ठीक है, देखो इसके लिए देखो तुम्हारा स्कोर्स कट होगा, ठीक है, कि ये बार बार बोला गया है कि मैंने स्टार्ट करना है। तुम्हें देखो 3 प्रेजेंटेशन, 2 प्रेजेंटेशन दिया है, तो फिर ऐसे मिस्टेक करना तुम, ठीक है। या अगर दूसरे प्रेजेंटेशन के अंदर अगर नहीं ऐड किया तो एक काम करो, मैं टाइम दे रहा हूँ, तुम ऐड कर लो, उसके बाद वो वाले प्रेजेंटेशन देना, ठीक है। तब तक मैं दूसरे का
सर
प्रेजेंटेशन दे देता हूँ।
सर वो बाकी प्रेजेंटेशन आज नहीं दे पाऊंगा, मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला
अभी दे
बनाने
पाओगे? अभी
स्लाइड्स।
देखो 20 तुम्हारे पास लास्ट डेट है, ठीक है, 19।
सर कल तो घर पहुंचूंगा, परसों मैं दे दूंगा।
19 को?
हाँ 19 को।
19 को कभी अवेलेबल रहोगे?
19 को सर सुबह इसी टाइम पे 10 बजे।
ठीक है, मैं भी रहूंगा 10 बजे अवेलेबल, आज कर ले रहा हूँ 19 को, ठीक है।
ठीक ठीक
और ये सब चीजें याद रखो, रेफरेंस स्लाइड, क्यूएनएस स्लाइड ऐड करने का बेमतलब है, देखो तुम स्कोर मिस करोगे, ठीक है।
ठीक है सर।
ओके, सो हु वाज द नेक्स्ट पर्सन नाउ?
सर एक
या
क्वेरी था।
या
सर मुझे ये टास्क मिला है, तो कंफर्म करना था कि ये मतलब एक टास्क
हाँ,
कंफर्म है
तुम्हारे
ना?
डोमेन का
ओके।
स्टॉक
ठीक है
मार्केट
सर।
वाला तुम्हारे डोमेन का है, ठीक है, जैसे एसआरएस डॉक्यूमेंट है वैसे ही है।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू।
ओके, थैंक यू कुलदीप।
थैंक
then
यू सर।
remember all the pointers to add the Q&A slide and everything. Okay, we'll move on to Mahendra. I believe you joined after Kuldeep.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Mahendra Jangid. I am from Cyber Security Group, and my today's presentation is on concept of networking and reverse share. Now I am sharing my screen. Is it my screen visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yeah. Concepts of networking and reverse share presentation. Presentation. What is reverse share used in cyber security? Sequence. I will be giving briefs because cybersecurity includes all about networking and IP addresses and tracing. I will be using this software AWS server with Kali Linux, command prompt, and Putty and PuttyGen. Network. Now, what is network? Is a connection between companies to share data and connect with each other in short form. And there are also other devices which only give outputs, not inputs, like printer and other things like speaker. They only give outputs. If we give them command, they give us our answer. Different type of network. There are 3 types of LAN, WAN, and MAN. LAN is used for local area network, which is used for a small household, or you can say for a college and office work. MAN is a metropolitan area. It is for a city-wide area, not district-wide. It is a city-wide area. It is used for city-wide area. Wide area network. It has no particular area. It can be used for, you can say, a whole earth. And currently WAN is used on whole earth. It can connect intercities, interstates, interdistricts, inter-countries, and even continents through wiring of optical fiber. Protocol. Protocols are rules used in networking and in their processing to maintain the security, privacy, and to maintain the balance between everything. Most common network protocols: IE, IEFT, ISO, ITU, and W3C. These are the most common protocols used in cyber security and networking. IP address. IP address is a permanent address or temporary address of a device. Every device is a different IP addresses. Like if my machine is connected through my router, it will have 192.68.0.1. It is a local. But if you go publicly, it will be different. Like mine one is 173.128.63.101. It is my public IP and everybody can see that. And it can even locate my machine. So it is a permanent address for me. I can change that by DNS flush, but everybody can see it, so no need of changing, or it can be. But it can sometimes changes it automatic itself for some security reasons. Then what is subnet? Subnet is a divisions like a subnet. My router is connected to 5 devices. So router will name that 5 devices differently, like 192.68.0.1. And then second device, it will go for 0.2. For third device is 0.3. And for fourth device 0.4. It will goes on till 16 billion combinations are there for a single subnet and for a single IP. Router is a local machine which connects to our internet, to our home, office, and others. There are companies which create like Cisco, D-Link, HP, Juniper, and Nortel. Router actually of optical fiber cable is connected to router. Then router converts that connection into RJ45 Ethernet cable, or it can give us a wireless connection to connect our devices to network. Switch, you can say switch is a extender. Like if your router have only one Ethernet port, then you can buy switch which will have ports as your recommendation. Like a switch has minimum 4 ports. One will be connected to router with Ethernet. Then all three can be connected to different devices. Like we can run Ethernet to 3 different computers also. So we can extend. It's like 1 to 3, 3 to 9. It expands the pyramid. What is reverse shell? Reverse shell is a type of security attack to use on different machines to take over their files, to take over their machines, or to interrupt their data, or to retrieve data. It's a attack on machine from a server to gain access, to gain illegal or legal access. They can both depend on the task or the purpose of doing. How does a reverse shell work? Attackers goes through firewall of a victim by throwing a virus or giving him a link or something from which the victim clicks. Then the virus gets and the machine gets infected from the virus, and then it can have some ports open, particular ports open, so that a attacker can connect to it. These are the most common type of reverse shell attacks, like Bash, PHP, Java, Parallel reverse, Python reverse shell, Ruby, and Netcat. Most used one are Netcat reverse shell. It is common in Linux and Windows. Both machines can use it, and both operating system can connect to it. Some common reverse shells uses. Reverse shell is mostly used for accessing company data to gain access, or to steal data, or steal sensitive data from hospitals, police departments, for their personal information or for their addresses and everything. Now I will show you experiment or practical how a machine can be hacked using reverse shell. So, sir, can I start one?
Yes, please.
I will be using Putty. This is my AWS instance. Sir, I will share my second screen as I'm using dual monitor. Sir, is it my Putty is visible, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, I will log into my Putty. It is connected now. I've played my screen. I will show you the. I will show my AWS E2 instance virtual machine from which I'm using that Kali Linux. I'm currently using free tier. There are some paid tiers with more efficiency. Mine one is currently 2 core, 1 GB RAM and 12 GB internal storage. EC2 instances. And it is my virtual machine I am running on Putty right now, from which I am connected to Kali Linux. Here it is. It is local address. This is IP from which I can connect. And even we can store data on this also. Here it is. These are the things I shared, but I will be doing it all again. So this is my virtual machine. I named it Cyber Security Virtual Machine. These are the specifications and everything. Securities, networking, what type of storage it is using. Here it is 12 GB. And it is not encrypted. And it is running on Xenon processor. Monitoring. I can even monitor what type of data I'm using, what is my CPU utilization. I'm currently using just 0.06% of my CPU from 2-core processor. I can check everything on my machine from here. The reason of using virtual machine is so that if anyone tracks my IP, it will be given this IP, public IP, IPv4. And it will not give my IP from which I'm controlling this Kali. I'm controlling from 173 IP, but it will give me 34 IP to public. Whoever try to trace me on reverse shell. But first, I will start my Apache service because it's a network service. It will let us scan open ports and everything. Okay, then I will change my directory to HTML to save the data here in JPG format, in whatever format I want. Now I will create a virus from which the victim machine will be affected. MSF Venom. Here it is. Virus. It uses X6 platform. I will be using it for a laptop, so it will be using architecture x86. We have to mention the platform from which it using. We have to mention ports. So I gave it all ports. So it doesn't matter which port is open. But I mentioned here it particularly, so it will be 4444 port. And it is the IP. IP is for host, so that whatever data we try to steal from that, it will be sent here, like here. My virtual machine gives me this. Here's the IP connection of that. It's not secure because it's for virtual machine. It's just for to store temporary data. So whichever data I steal from it, it will be stored here. I created a file, but I will rename it file like virus 0. Like there is no virus 0 file here. So as soon as I hit enter here, it will connect. It will create a file virus name 0. Here it is in process. Yeah, it is created file 0. We have to just refresh this page. Sir, can you see my both screens, right?
No, I can see the putty.
Yeah, and here it is virus and exe file others. If I refresh this page, here I get virus 05. Then I will download the file. I will save it in reverse shell. Here it is. The file is downloaded. Now we will use MSF console to exploit the machine. Here it is. So I will start the MSF console. It's a software, or you can say it's an integrated extension of Kali Linux to exploit machines from which it is created. Where MSF Venom and MSF console work together. MSF Venom is used to create the payload, and MSF console is used to operate that payload. use exploit. I'm using multi-handler, so if sometime I want to connect to multiple devices, I can connect through multi-handler. Now it is set to multi-handler. Now it is set payload. Payload. We have to specify which one we are using. And we even have to specify which using. We are using the reverse TCP protocol, so we have to mention the protocol also. Here it is stored. So now I have to mention the IP addresses on which data will be stored. 34.238.22.10. So it is my virtual machine IP address. I'm having some issues. I don't know why. It is saying that said the given information there is omitted print the oh sorry, actually I don't have to mention it IP. I have to mention the whole thing from which it will be connected. So I will mention 0.0.0. It means it will be scanning all the ports. Sorry, host. I forgot that it is mentioned for host. Like if I have my host's IP address, then I can put that in here. But I don't have my host IP address, so I will use 0.0.0. So what it will do, it will just the payload will itself scan the IP address and it will show there. I'm giving it equal sign. I don't have to give that. Yeah, here it is said. Now I have to use the port. Which port I want to mention? So I am using port 4444. So even if the port is not open, the payload will open that port only. So now I will run this. We can use two commands, either run or exploit. I will use exploit. Here it is started. It is scanning for IP address and now I will run the downloaded virus on my machine. First I go to server. Here it is the file I downloaded virus 0. I will run it as administrative. It's an old type of file, so it is saying that it may harm your device. So we have to even disconnect our we have to turn off our virus and threat protection also of our devices.
Sorry, Mahendra, but your other screen is not visible now.
Okay. And so now you can see if I run the virus.
Yeah.
It says it may harm your device. It's because it's older version. The newer version I'm trying to find actual new version, but sir taught the tutorial you need to use this version only. So I will say it, run anyway, and I will share my seconds. Here it is. Here is my local IP address of my machine. It's 103.72.22.235. And here it is connected. It is showing that it is connected through port 144. And even it shows when it is connected. So it is connected now. So like if I want to now take a screenshot of that, I have to just write screenshot. And if I hit enter, then it will, the screenshot is saved on this web page by this name. Here is the site. Here it is no file of that name. I just have to refresh that page and here it is. Here is my current session with showing screenshot. And if I type help, then here are the all commands of that we can use. Even we can screen record. Even we can see what he's typing. Typing means it will be not saying, it will be printed in HTML page, and we can see that where it is printed. Even we can change the directories of the computer of victim computer. We can run this virus every time the PC starts to enable. Whenever the machine starts, it will automatically start. I haven't done it because this is my personal computer and I can't use it. If somebody tries to use that, then my port 4444 will be open. So if anybody have any questions, please answer. I'm done.
Okay, so what are the prerequisites for this kind of attack?
What's up?
So if I want to do this attack, so what are the initial setup that I need to do? Like, do I need
Just
to
you need
access?
a virtual Kali Linux just like using, and
Okay.
you need the payload creator. You should at least know some commands of Kali so that you can use of payload.
Okay. And
Yeah, and
what else I need for the victim?
Puttygen.
Okay. And his.
And you just have to share the file. The file can be created in any form, PDF. You just have to do a little research. I use exe file, so it is easy. Like it's a software for. So if you can share to your friends, it's actually a friendly attack. The most attackers don't use this attack anymore because it's an old school. This is only for presentation purpose.
So if I somehow able to, like, do send this file to my friend, then I will be able to
All you have to tell him,
successfully.
this is a fun app. You can joke him that this is fun app. Just open it. So it will just install it. He
Okay.
will not see any background apps nor anything. He will
So,
just completely close everything, and still you can connect everything.
so what kind of files? Like, what if it is a PDF file?
PDF file, yeah, you can share it. You just have to go here. Instead of exe here, we have to put PDF.
Okay. So I can just
Here
tell
it is.
him, right? Like, this is a.
Yeah, just change the format and it will
Yeah.
do itself. Like it will create the payload. Here, even I haven't mentioned no encoder specific. We can even mention everything specifically. You just have to dig in this.
Okay.
It's a whole different level if you start digging in this. As I
Okay.
told you, there are too many commands. You have to change the directories. If something goes wrong, I may lose my machine's data. That's why I'm not doing that.
Okay, so as long as I do a successful phishing attack, then it will
Yeah.
be a really strong attack, right?
Yes, if we
Okay.
can even get what mouse he is using, what type of machine he is using, what type of version of machine he is using, which company brand, and you can say we can get every information. Even we can turn the webcam and see his live stream.
Okay.
I blocked my one, so even if I try to, just like if I try webcam shot, webcam snap, nobody can take my snap. Here it is saved. Stop. My webcam is in already used, so it will say it is already in use. Operation failed. This the webcam started, but operation failed because my webcam is in use in Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
And I have blocked it for multi-purpose. And even I'm using Brave browser, so Brave blocks unwanted webcam uses and everything. But if you use Chrome and set it as default browser, it will take a snap of that and send you.
Okay.
Here I can show you
So
some examples, sir. I took from last night when I tried this. I tried that on APK, but it's not working. It's saying it's here. It is an APK file of virus. Signed jar. You can see, na, sir?
yeah.
I tried it, but it's saying it's not meeting with the Google Play Protect criteria. We have to sign some certificates for that. I'm researching on that. As soon as I complete my research, I will share with you, sir. That also. Even we can use keystroke. Keystroke. It
I believe it will
tracks the
work on,
payload of
like,
that.
Like older version of Android, it will work, but
Yeah,
for
it
the
supports
newer
only
version.
4.4, below 4.4.
Yeah, for the newer version, like above 8 and the latest 13, it is
Yeah,
really
even
hard.
this exe file is showing, sir. If you try to download it on antivirus on now, it will just delete itself. I don't know why it is happening. I'm trying to find the new version. As per my preference, it's
Okay,
too
see,
old for this.
it is like good for this kind of purposes, but
Yeah, it's
all
for
of the,
It's good for
yeah,
practical only.
yeah. But
And
okay,
even if we are doing ethical hack.
yeah. So you are able to answer all the queries, and have you included the Q&A slide?
Yes, sir.
Have you included the Q&A slide in the PPT?
No, sir, I haven't included the commands and everything. I just this is the different
The
practical.
Q&A slide, question and
No,
answer
sir.
slide in
No, sir.
PPT. Okay, so include that. Okay, it is
Yes, sure, sir.
mandatory to include the Q&A slide.
Sure,
Other
sir.
than
From
that,
next
it
time, I
was
will
okay.
include that.
Yeah, you were able to answer all the questions, I can see. Okay.
Yes.
And so, do you have any other paper
No, sir. This
presentations?
one only pending from my 13th of April. My next will be scheduled. Actually, I have deadline of tomorrow. I have completed my next project. I just have to submit that. I have to look for some corrections over there, and then I will submit it, and then I will schedule for presentation.
Okay. So, okay, then you can schedule it. And
Yes,
even
sir.
if the date is not there, you can give it to me by 19 or 20. Okay.
Sure, sir. I will
Because
contact you regarding.
try to complete all the pending presentation and task by this
Sir,
week, because
this is my
next
list
week.
pending actually. The deadline is of 18th April. Tomorrow is my deadline of giving it to you in PDF format.
Okay.
Yeah, this one was
Okay,
only the
then that
pending
is
slot.
not an issue. Okay, you can
Yes,
do it on your own, please.
yes.
Okay,
Can I
thank
stop
you.
my sharing, sir?
Yeah, yeah, please. Then I will move on
Thank
to
you.
next person. Yeah, thank you, Mahendra. So I believe next person who joined was Abhijit Rahane.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, very good.
Good morning, sir. Can I share, sir?
Yeah. How many presentation have you given, Abhijit?
Sir, no any presentation I will give.
How many tasks have you completed?
Sir, all tasks are completed, but only remaining presentation.
Number of tasks.
Yes.
Okay, so have you like created all the presentations for all the tasks?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, then you can give it to give presentations right now, all that.
Sir, first of all, this is my first presentation. Hello, sir. My name is Abhijit Rahane. I am from batch February 2023 Web Development Group Online. And the first task name is Introduction to JavaScript and its core principles. This is the introduction of JavaScript. Introduction to JavaScript. The JavaScript is a lightweight, cross-platform and interpreted compiled language, which having used for both client side and the server side. We can use JavaScript. We have to use most of the standard library object of the JavaScript, like array, date, math functions. This is the core set of language element like operators, control structures, and statements. The client side means it supplies object to control browsers and its DOM, like document object model. Like if client side extensions allow an application to place element on HTML form and respond to user events such as a mouse click. That's multiple events we can use in JavaScript, like mouse hover, mouse click, form input, and page navigation. Useful libraries for client side and AngularJS. There are multiple platform of JavaScript like AngularJS, ReactJS, Vue.js, Passport.js. There are so many other JavaScript versions available in client side. The next server side, it supplies object relevant to running JavaScript on a server. We have to run the JavaScript on the server side, like we can use Node.js. This is the one of the server side language. we have to interpreted language. JavaScript is an interpreted language. In this type of language, we can mostly concern about how it is done. It's simply a control flow of computation. The procedure programming approach, object-oriented approach, comes under this like async wait. This is the most useful function in the JavaScript. JavaScript is a declarative programming. In this type of language, we can concern about how it is it will be done. Basically, here logical computation required. Here main goal of describe this result without direction on the how get I like arrow function do. This is in which we have to use arrow function is also JavaScript. How to add JavaScript on HTML file? There are two ways of JavaScript adding in the HTML file. First is the internal JS, and the second is the external JS. We have to use the internal JS file, writing the code inside script tag in the HTML file, and only simply put the code on script tag. It is the internal JS, and we can add. We can create next another file name .js, and we can add this external file into HTML file. We can use the extension .js, and then like this file inside the head tag or HTML file. We can want to add this code like script tag also. The history of JavaScript. It was created in 1995 by Vedant Iches while he was engineer at Netscape. It was originally going to be named LiveScript, but it was renamed. First, JavaScript name was LiveScript. Then it will be changed JavaScript. Unlike most programming language, the JavaScript language has no concept of input or output like C or C++. We have to only use this input output function in C language also. It is designed to run an scripting language in a host environment, and it is up to host environment to provide mechanism for communicating with outside world. The most common host environment is browser. We can run the JavaScript on the browser because browser is the most important field to run the JavaScript on client side also, on server side also. Features of JavaScript according to recent survey conducted by Stack Overflow, JavaScript is the most popular language on earth. With advance in browser technology and JavaScript having moved into server with Node.js, like server-side scripting language. This is one of the version of JavaScript, that is Node.js. Another framework also. JavaScript is capable of so much more. Here are a few things that we can do with JavaScript. We can do multiple work from the JavaScript. We can created in first place of DOM manipulation. Earlier website were mostly static. After JS was created, dynamic website were made. Functions in JavaScript are objects. They have properties and methods just like another object. They can pass an argument in other functions. We have to use multiple functions and also methods in JavaScript. Can handle date and time. Perform form validation. Although the form are created using HTML, we can create multiple form using JavaScript and assign to the multiple validation to it, and it having no compiler is needed to run this JavaScript. We can simply run on the browser. Applications of JavaScript, we can use multiple way in multiple where we can use web development, web applications, server applications, games, smartwatches, art, machine learning, and mobile application. We have to use this thing in JavaScript in that field, like web development, games, smartwatches, machine learning, and mobile applications. There are some limitations of JavaScript. That is security risk. JavaScript can be used to fetch data using AJAX or by manipulating tags that load data such as image tag, object tag, and script tag. These attacks are called cross-site scripting attack. This is a part of the cyber security or cyber attacks. it is the most important part of JavaScript. It having a security risk. They inject JS that is not part of the site into the visitor browser, thus fetching the details. It is one of the limitations of JavaScript. Next is the performance. JavaScript does not provide the same level of performance as offered by many traditional languages. As complex program written in JavaScript would be comparatively slow. But JavaScript is used for perform some simple tasks in browser. So performance is now considered a big restriction in its use. And next is the complexity. To master a scripting language, programmer must have through knowledge of all programming concepts like JavaScript, Node.js, React.js, AngularJS, and also knowledge about basic knowledge about Java also, core language object, client and server side object. Otherwise, it would be difficult for them to write advanced script using JavaScript. Next limitation is weak error handling and type checking facility. It is a weakly typed language as there is no need to specify the data type of variable. We can use the data type in C or also Java language like integer like that. But we can, it is a weak error handling to type checking facility. Thank you, sir. And I have used, I can create. I can create simple user form that using JavaScript also. Here is create the user form in which I have put the some validations to user form. We have to create one variable, different variable for a different task where we can use form. Here is created the form, user form, and in which the full name, email, phone number, password, and confirm password. This is the field of user form we have to create, and assign the some validations on it from getting by its ID, and set the error where the user enters some errors on user form. When success, it will put the message success. Where the condition check for the email, it will rejects use here. And we can use trim for the remove the spaces for input, user input. If here is the user name value, if username value, it will set there with when user can in blank that form, it will set the error username is required. Here is the most also conditions are apply here. Email value, also it having get the email value, and it provide the email ID it will check also mobile number is always 10 digits or greater than or less than, in between 10 digits. If greater than 10, it will display the error. Phone number is always 10 digits. If phone value is not is empty, then it will be set error. Phone number is not empty. This is a validation form. I have created. And this is the form I have created. It will not submitted because the password is not matched. Thank you, sir. This is my first presentation of basic JavaScript.
Are you done with this?
What, sir?
Are you done with this one?
Yeah, sir. Done.
Okay. Okay, so how many
The
more
next-
presentation? Hello, how many more presentation are left?
There are 4 presentations.
Okay, so one is done, you can move on to second one.
Okay, sir. The second is control structure in JavaScript. This is the control structure of JavaScript. JavaScript control and looping structure. JavaScript has number of statements that control flow of program. There are conditional statements like if, else, switch that perform different actions depending on value of an expression. And second is loop, in which while loop, do while loop, for loop, for in loop, for of loop, for each loop. We can use this loop for controlling statements and looping structure. And the next is jump. We have to use two to three statements for break and jump the program flow. First is a break. Next is a continue, and third one is a labeled statement that causes a jump to another part of the program. First is a if statement. If statement is the conditional branching statement. In if statement, if condition is true, the group of statement is executed. And if condition is false, the following statement is skipped. If condition, here is the syntax of if statement, where we can put the conditions on if statement and will execute the overall statements of loop scope of this if loop. It is a simple program of if statement. We have to take a script tag for writing a JavaScript code. It is creating one variable, and it will take simply a number from the prompt, and it will check number is greater than 0. Then it will be, if number is greater, then it will be alert message. Here is the output. JavaScript enter number 2. It will give given number is positive. This is the if statement. The another is one if else statement. If else statement is two-way decision statement. It having true or false. Two conditions are executed in if else statement. If condition is true, then it will check condition of true condition, and if condition is false, then it will get executed else part. If here is the syntax of if else conditions, or else also if else ladder. We have to else if also is here. Here is the flow diagram of if else statement. First, when program is start, then it will check conditions. If is true, then it will be execute the if statement, true statement, and if it is false, then it will be the go to the else part, and the program is end. Then next, here is the part. Here is the example of if else statement. If we can use one of variable and take number. It will convert into integer, and it is a 0 it is not a number. If user enter other key with like A, B, C, D also, then it will be check condition. If enter it is a user enter number, then it will be show the alert and display the enter number. If his number is equal to 0, then it will be number 0. If it will be the number odd, it is a condition for odd, then it will be the print the number is odd, and otherwise these three condition is false, then it will be the execute else part. Then switch statement. Switch is used for perform different actions on different conditions. It is used to compare the same expression to several different values. It is a syntax of switch statement. Here is the expression. We can use the expression, and multiple cases we can use, and last one we can use default. When all cases are false, then it will be the run default case. We can use multiple cases. If we have to example go through that, here is we can use prompt text enter number between 1 to 7. User can enter number in between 1 to 7, otherwise it will user enter 8, then it will be run the default case, and it will be invalid weekday. We can first of all we can use enter 5, then it will be the 5. We can it will be run the case number 5, and it will print Thursday. Here is the output of code. If we can enter 8, it will be invalid weekday. Next is for loop. We can use for loop is a compact form of looping. We can use for loop for multiple conditions. It will include three important parts. It's having initialization, condition, and iteration. We have to this is syntax. Initialization, it will check condition, then increment or decrement. We have to use these three parts in for loop. Here is the example of for loop. We can use script tag for JavaScript code, and here is a blank empty variable can take. It will get the ID from the HTML part and its value. If the value dot length is it will store the in variable I. It will check condition. If condition is true, then it will execute, and if it is a number is a palindrome, if a number palindrome is it will check palindrome number like 181. It having a check palindrome number. Next is the for in loop, in which for in loop is used for travels all the properties of an object. It is designed for looping through array. We can use for in loop for looping array. We have only it is a simple loop for other loop where we can use for looping travels for array. The next is while loop. We can use while loop is entry control loop statement. It is the most basic loop in JavaScript. It executes a statement repeatedly as long as the expression is true. Where for loop is continuously running, where condition is true. There is no limitation of while loop. For if we can stop the while loop, we can put the condition here. Where not condition is given, it will be infinite loop executed. Once the expression becomes false, the loop is terminated. When condition is false, then it will be terminated. Otherwise, it will be running up. Here is a flow diagram. It will check condition. Condition is false, then it will directly end, and it is true, then it will redirect to while loop, and it will iteration multiple times. Here is the code for loop, while loop. Here is the check is number. It will be check number and increment the number. Number is 1, number 2 is 1, number 3 is 0. Then it will be checked, and it will be the print 5 series. Next is the do while loop. Do while loop is an exit control loop statement where we can first of all it will be execute one time any in any condition. Do while loop is it will start, then it will be the execute one statement where condition is true also or false also. It will check the loop is executed at least once. Means it will run at least one time, even if condition is false also. This is the syntax of do while loop where condition is put here while, and this is the flow diagram. Here is the simple program for the do while loop where check is condition I is equal to 0. If it will enter in loop where condition is not checked, it will print the 0 and then increment the value, and it will check where when 0 is less than or equal to 5. Then it will be redirect to loop, and it will be also print 1, 2. It will increment where condition is not false. Condition is false. The difference between while loop and do while loop. The while loop and do while loop in while loop first is check the condition and then execute the program. Whereas do while loop in which while loop first it execute the program and then check the condition. Here is the difference between while and do while loop. While loop is an entry and control loop. It is an do while loop. It is an exit and control loop. While loop is a condition it will come before the body, and do while loop the condition will come after the body. While loop in it is a condition is false, then it terminates the loop. Do while loop it is run at least once even through the conditional is false. While loop it is a counter control loop, and do while loop is it is a iterative control loop. And next is a statement, break statement, continue statement. Here is the break statement. We can use break statement is used to jump out of loop. It is used to exit a loop early, breaking out of and closing curly braces. Syntax is break, where we can break the loop concept. We can use the break statement. Here is a start flow diagram. We start the code. It will check condition. If where is the break statement is used, then it will be redirect to unbreak its iteration. Continue statement. It will continue statement causes the for loop to continue with the next iteration, where it will skip only that steps and execute another program. It skip the remaining code block. It only skip where we can use number equal to 3. Then it will be skip that iteration, and it will be go through the 4. If we can print the 1 to 10 numbers, when you can use number equal to 3, then it will skip 3 number, and it will jump on the next 4 number. This is the continue statement. Thank you. And the next is function scope and closures.
Sorry, there was no demo for last one, or was it all the examples?
What, sir?
There was no demo for the previous one.
Yeah, sir. Demo I will give, sir.
It was it the screenshots that you have?
Yeah, sir. I will show you.
Okay.
Sir, one of the application I have created, which is a to-do application, where we can add to-dos. Here we have to add to-dos. It will be simply display on this board, and if you want to remove the to-dos, then it will be the remove. It will be created from the uh, JavaScript loop and functions also. To list item. Here is I have created one to-do application in which we have to simply default give the this statement, and it will be created one of the JavaScript file where we can simply add button also. We have to create a variable, and it will only get the ID from the list where I have to put the list on the HTML file. Where we can use functions to add item, where we can get input from the user, and it will check it and display the on web page. We have to use if statement here. If item is blank, then it will be the false. It will check the user can not put any word or any sentence in that. It will be the return false. And else condition, it will be if user can put the any sentence, then it will be the create check boxes also, and it will be run overall code in that. Here we can use input from the user, and it will be the check boxes also. It will check the ID of any if here is the work in internship. It will be check its ID. It default it going to ID, and it will check ID and also update the delete or also insert into that to-dos. We have to append child also use the in this node, and we have to set timeout for the visuals also in that item. And this is the function for remove item. If item is clicked from the checkboxes, it will check, then it will be the remove from the child, and it will be blank on the web page. This is the to-do application we have to I have to create it using functions and also if else statement.
Okay, continue with the presentation.
The next presentation is function scopes and closures. The introduction to function. In JavaScript, a function is a group of reusable code which can be called anywhere in the program. This eliminated the need of writing the same code again and again. We can use JavaScript function to multiple. We have to only call the functions. We cannot write multiple lines of code for the one of conditions. So we can use function for the same code again and again. If you have call same code at a time, we have to use functions. It helps programmer to writing modular codes. Functions allow programmer to divide a big program into number of small and manageable functions. We have to use functions for we have to use functions for divide the big problem into small chunkical problem. Like any other advanced programming language, JavaScript also support all the features necessary to write modular code using functions. We have to also simple function and also arrow functions are used in JavaScript. You must have seen functions like alert and write. This is inbuilt function in JavaScript that we can use in JavaScript. In the earlier chapter, we were using their functions again and again, but they had been written in core JavaScript only once. JavaScript allow us to write our own functions as well. This section explains how to write JavaScript function. Here is the this is the function definition. Before you use function, we need to define it. The most common way to define function in JavaScript is by using function keyword followed by unique function name, a list of parameter that might be empty, and statement blocks surrounded by curly braces. Here is the syntax of function. We have to use function keyword and give the function name any we have to give, and it's having empty also and a parameter list also. We have to use parameter or also empty. It will be the syntax of function definition. Then next we can call the function. To invoke function somewhere later in script, you will simply need to write name of that function in as shown in the following code. Here is the function created, say hello, and it will be the called here on click from the input type button and say hello. It will be called and it will be the run JavaScript function. It will here the output, click the following button to call function. Really simply the click say hello, then it will be the print hello world, hello there. Then function parameters. Till now we have seen function without parameter, but there is facility to pass different parameters while calling a function. This pass parameter can be captured inside the function, and any manipulation can be done over those parameters. A function can take multiple parameters separated by comma. We have to use parameters also in function. We have to given the here also say hello Zara, comma 7. Here is the we have to separate two variables from the comma, and it will be called the say hello function, and it will print the name just like here. Name plus where is the user its age or name, then it will be the print the output of a name, and its name dot name is, and it says year old. This is a parameter of function. And then return statement. In JavaScript function, we can have an optional return statement. This is required if you want to return a value from a function. This statement should be last statement in the function. For example, you can pass two numbers in function, and then you can expect the function to return their multiplication in your calling program. If you want to return some values from the function, then it will give the return statement from the function. If you then first of all we can call the function, then it will function return some value to user. Then where we can create one variable name as full, where full equal to first plus last, where two parameters we can give. It will be the addition subtraction, where you want to add or subtract. It will be the return the output of functions of that variable. And what is the closures? We simply means closure in JavaScript allows to access outer function scope from inner functions even after the outer functions have executed and returned. This means that inner function will always have access to outer function variable. Simply here function, we have to use function in function. Here we can return one function, use in one function add. We can also next function like add one. Where is the function ladder function? We are simply called as function in function. We have to access outer function scope from inner functions. We have to add. We have to simply take the value from the first function to the inner function, but we can't use inner functions value to outer functions. This is called as closures. Here is the example of closures. We have to simply take two functions, add and add one. We have to put one parameters to both of them, and it will simply inner function can only simply add the two numbers, and it will be return the result. It will be both are this is the closures. And how to use closures? Closures is a function that has access to variable in its parent scope even after the parent function has returned. This allows for is a variable to be reserved between functions calls, and it is a powerful features that allow for more advanced programming pattern such as object-oriented programming. It is a use for closures. To use higher order functions. Functions can also pass an argument to other functions, which is known as higher order functions. In which JavaScript we can use higher order functions where we have to create a one variable, and it will be the call the functions, and it will be the result get return result to the output from the console log. We have to simply create its variable like result, and simply we call the this function perform operations, and it will be the some check some conditions and return the result to console log to user on browser. Thank you, sir. And we have to simply use the functions also, and array also, and if else statement also. We have to create one of the page of calculator. We have to simply add some numbers and perform certain actions on it. It will show display the result of addition. When we clear the screen, then put this. If you want to perform some modular activities, then it will be give the 0. If you want to multiply, then it will be the display result. Here is the one of the functions used here, arrow function. We have to simply give the one parameters to it, and use the array form for the calculating this all values. And we have to use add event listener also. This is the JavaScript function. Add event listener. This is the one of the here is multiple input also. Click, we can use multiple things here, and it is event when we can target that event and get the value. If the value is equal to, then it will be the check given the output its value, and calculate this value, and then it's clear. When we click on this, then it will be the clear overall screen, and it will be the blank. We will put the blank here, and else we can select the query. If we have to take any input from the user, it will be the take input and paste in, calculate some calculation on it. This is calculator application. Thank you, sir. The next one is
you have one more, right?
yes.
What is the name of
Data type? Sir, next one is data type, variables, and operators in JavaScript.
start.
The first of all, JavaScript is a scripting or programming language that allow you to implement complex features on web pages. Every time a web page does more than just sit there and display static information for you to look at, displaying timely content updates, interactive maps, animated 2D and 3D graphics, scrolling video, jukeboxes, etc. We can bet the JavaScript is probably involved. Here we can use Java standard web technologies like HTML and CSS. We have to use these two with also JavaScript. There are 8 type of data type in JavaScript. First is the string, number, big integer, boolean, undefined, null, symbol, and object. In object, there is 3 type of object: an array, and date. This is the object data type. 3 data type of object. This is the example of number. We can simply use the let keyword and give the variable name as you want. Then equal to sign, it is operator, and this is the value we have to assign to the length variable. We can simply use this let. There is a 3 type of variable: let, const, and var. This is the 3 type of variable we can use in JavaScript. Where we can use string also. It will simply it is the same as a number like above. Only simply that we can use the string in double quotes. Then next is boolean. It will happen when it will check only 2 value, true and false. It will true return 1 and false return 0. It will check booleans also. And the next is object. We can create object like in between curly braces and key value pairs, in which we have to simply use the first name as a key, and this is the John is a value, and last name is the row. This is the key and this is the row is value. We can use the colon in between the key and value pairs. This is the object type of object data type in JavaScript. And the next is array object. We can use the function brackets in to define the array object. Like we can use string also. We can use also any type of data we can use in array object. We have to take 3 values in array, and array is started from 0. Indexing is starting from 0 and ending to -1 of its length. Array dot length its minus of values like sub, sat, Volvo, and BMW. Like it is 1, 2, 3. This is the 3 value -1. The array value is 2. So it is started from 0th index. Then next is the date object. We can simply define the date object like const date equal to new date. This is the new keyword we can use here, and the date. This is the inbuilt JavaScript function we have to use, and create the object of date class, date type, where we can put this type of a date. Simply we can use any type of date you want to. It will simply you can place the month, day also first, then month, then year. User defined also, you can use any type of you want. Then next is the begin. We have to store the long integer to the variable. Then it will be the big integer variable data type is used for the storing the large amount of data, a large amount of integer value, or also float value. JavaScript variable. In JavaScript variable, the 4 ways to declare JavaScript variable. The first one is var, then let, and const. This is the 3 type of variable. Variable contains for storing data. We can store the data using these 3 keywords. In this simply x, y, z, we have to simply define the constant equal to x. We cannot change the value of constant. Here is the x equal to 5. Then it will be the constant. We cannot change the value of it constant. This is the constant keyword, because some value of user they cannot change, like pi, value of pi like 3.1415. This is the constant value, so user cannot change that value. So the user can use the const keyword. And the next is let keyword. It will be also same as a var and let, but is a very where keyword we can use in any looping statement. Then it will or scoping in the scope. It having the scope of global, and let is it is a local scope when we use in scope. It will be not accessible by the out of scope. So this is the difference between let and var keyword. If we have to addition of these two variable, then it will be the store the both values in the z variable z. The types of JavaScript operators. There are different types of operators. That is arithmetic operators, assignment operator, comparison operators, logical operator, conditional operators, and type of operator. There are 6 types of operators in JavaScript. Let's see one by one. JavaScript arithmetic operator. We can use the different operators like plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, exponential, division, modulus, increment, and decrement. This is all of the arithmetic operator which we can use in JavaScript. In JavaScript, assignment operator is also used, where equal to plus equal to. This is the example of this operator. We have to simply the meaning of x plus equal to y equal means same as x equal to x plus y. This is the operators of JavaScript. We have to simply, this is the long process and this is the short process for the defining the operators and its value, because we have to simply use these operators. In JavaScript, comparison operators, where is double equal to, equal values and equal types. It will check the equality of the statement. It will also use in JavaScript. It is very important. Not equal to, not equal value or not equal type. It is also used in JavaScript. It is a greater than, less than. We have to check conditions in loop also, and if conditions also. We have to use greater than, less than. This is the operators we have to use in JavaScript, and greater than or equal to, less than equal to, or ternary operator. This is the ternary operator. We have to use ternary operator to check conditions. If condition is true, then it will be the check true condition, and it will be separated by colon. And in between the conditions and statement, we have to use question mark sign to display ternary operator. This is the question mark sign. JavaScript logical operators. In JavaScript, there are 3 types of logical operator. First is logical and logical or and logical not. We have to use this to check conditions in if or else statements, or also anywhere we can use these operators. Then JavaScript type of operator. We have to use for type of, if you check the variable data type, which type of data we have to enter, then it will be check the type of operator. When it will if you want to check integer a, then we can assign simply type of a, then it will be the give the output. Type of operator is integer. Return type of variable, and instance of, return value true if an object is an instance or of an object type. If it will check the instance of object, it will returns if returns true if the object is instance. It will check only instances of object. Then JavaScript bitwise operator. It having simply and, or, not, XOR, left shift, right shift, and unsigned right shift. This is the bitwise operator in used in JavaScript. Here is the only we have to perform certain actions on binary numbers. Then it will be 1 and 1. It will be return 1. Simply it will be the decimal number also, and it will give the result. If condition is both are true, then it will be true. Here is the AND operator is used for, and then or it will be check only if this condition is true or this condition is true. Then both conditions are true, then it will also true. If one condition is true, then it also be true. If other and it will be the both the condition are true, then it will be true. Otherwise, it will false. And not operator is directly opposite to the number, binary number. Like we can use 0101, it having the negation of number, like zeros true, false, false, true. We have to give the statement here 011001, like that. It will be the display decimal number 10. And XOR operator, we have to take XOR operator. We have to only if one condition is true, then it will be the display output. If both conditions are true, false, then it will be 0. Both conditions are true, then it will be 0, false. When if XOR operator is used, if one condition is true, then left shift, we can left shift and right shift operator also use. If we use left shift, we have to shift the bit by 1 at left side. We have to, here is example 0101, we have to 1 left side 0, we have to shift the 101 at the left side, and the output is 1010, and it will be the decimal number 10. And then it will also right shift. If you want to work on right shift, then it will be 0101. This is the basic example. Then it will be right shift of the one digit, and it will be the 01, and add the 0 at the left side. It will be the 01010, like 010010. It will be value. It will be the 2. And unshift right shift, it will be the check the condition. It will be the also same as right shift, but it having unsigned operator. It will be the give the one operator to it unsigned. Thank you, sir.
Okay, is there any demo for this one? Is there any demo for this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please continue with it.
I can't find the demonstration of this.
Okay, no issue. Are all of your presentation done?
Yeah, sir. Sir, one presentation is remaining. That is, I will give tomorrow.
Okay, no issue. Okay, so work on your expression skill, and for your demo, I like all of your demo. Okay, so you are making good projects and demonstration, but work on your presentation skills. Try to do more story type presentation. Okay, the content was really good. I like that. Other than that, you will get more in-depth review in the email itself. Okay, you will get scores by evening, I believe.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so we'll move on. Thank you for presentation. We'll move on to Abhimanyu. You can stop the screen sharing.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
How many presentations are remaining?
One.
Okay, you can start. Abhijit, please stop the screen share. Even you can share the screen. I have changed the setting. You will be able to share. What is the name of last presentation?
Create deep learning studio instance on Azure.
Wait, are you from which group?
Cloud architecture group.
Cloud architecture. Wait, let me check.
Yes.
Just let me check.
Okay, sir.
Create a deep learning instance. I believe that is for the data science group. Okay. Have you created the presentation? I will have to confirm with sir if it is your domain, right? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because I think create a deep learning studio on Azure is for the design implemented data science group. Sudhanshu Kadam has given. He is from the data science group.
But sir, task is related to cloud only.
Yeah, it is cloud only, but in the
Yeah,
data science is also
that day there was problem with some system and I was getting wrong task.
like
Then at last I got this task.
on the Azure we create data learning, deep learning studio. Okay. This is for the machine learning and deep learning. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Other than that, have you completed all of the other presentations?
Yes, sir. I have completed all of the presentations.
So I will confirm for this one to the sir. Okay. If he says
Okay,
you
sir.
can give it, then you may give it. Okay.
Okay,
You
sir.
can like create a screen recording and send it to me. I will review it. If sir says that you need to give it,
Okay, sir.
you can message me on the WhatsApp. I will confirm it.
Okay, sir. I will ask.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't have to do this one right now. We'll
Okay, sir.
confirm by tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, Abhijit, you can leave, and Abhimanyu, you can also leave if you want.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I believe next person who joined was Rahel Ukirde.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can start. How many presentations are you?
Sir, 2.
Okay, you can start.
Okay, sir. So is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible. You can start.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rahel Ukirde, and I am from Java Developers Group. And the name of my project is DRDO Cryptology and Cryptanalysis Project. And the name of my task is Learn About Scientific Analysis Group, that is SAG. So we'll move to the contents of the presentation. So the contents of the presentation are: first is Introduction to Defense Research and Development Organization, which is DRDO. Next, we'll see what is SAG. After that, we'll see the vision of SAG, and after that, mission of SAG, and in the end, we'll see the area of work. So first, we'll see what is DRDO. So DRDO is an organization. It is a defense research and development organization, and it develops defense technologies, system products, which are required for the Indian armed forces. And all the technologies which are developed by DRDO are developed in the project mode. It was formed in 1958 by the Technical Development Establishment and the Directorate of Technical Development and Production of the Indian Ordnance Factories with Defense Science Organization. So the DRDO organization has a network of 52 laboratories that are engaged in developing defense technologies. Also, it covers many other fields which are aeronautics, armaments, land combat engineering, life sciences, missiles, materials, and naval systems. So it is India's largest and most diverse research organization. Also, in this organization, there are more than 5,000 scientists, and out of which there are 25,000 other subordinate scientific technical supporting personnel. We'll move forward. We'll see what is SAG. So, what is SAG is Scientific Analysis Group, which is a laboratory, and it is under under DRDO. So, as we know, there are more than 52 laboratories. So, SAG also is one of the laboratories in DRDO. It is located in Delhi, and its main function or primary function is to develop new scientific methods for the purpose of designing and analysis of the communication systems. So it was established in 1963, and it is responsible for creating new scientific methods for the requirement of communication systems. Also, it works under the area of cryptology and information security, and its tools and techniques are based on the purpose of contemporary mathematics, electronics, and communication, which are associated to information security and also computer science. So, what is the vision of SCG? So, the vision of SCG is that their laboratory should be the finest cryptology and information security laboratory in the world, so that the products can be used by overall world, and it should be helpful for them. And what is the mission of SAG? So their mission is that whatever products or technologies they have developed, they should be based on the contemporary mathematics, also electronics and communication, which are associated to the analysis of security and IT products. Also, it should be based on computer science. So other mission of SCG is that it should build analytical algorithms and tools which are generalized and also which are specific to the domain. Next mission of SAG is that it should develop or establish such facilities which can be able to defend the electronic probing which happens in the defense systems or whatever the products which they have made or already are there. like communication signal and also protocol analysis. So we'll see the work, the area of work of SAG. So there are several fields where the SAG works. As you can see, there are advanced mathematical and statistical analysis and development of tools. So it is responsible, as we know, that they work based on mathematical and statistical analysis. So they have to build whatever the products or technologies are built. They look forward to build them in such fields. Also, the next area of work is linguistics, computational, and structural. So all the computational and other work related to the technologies, the SAG is responsible in working in that. Also, it works under speech analysis, which recognizes the speech and also synthesizes it. Also, we can see it works under simulation studies. So simulation studies it is a computer experiment which helps in creating data, which will again be helpful in any other of the technologies that SAG works in. Also, it works under microprocessor based systems. So there are several microprocessor systems in which the SAG works. Also in signal processing. So there are various reasons signal processing is used, and it helps in processing those signals. Also, satellite communication also is important, and SAG is helpful in working in this area, satellite communication. So communication which is done through satellite or any information, security information, sensitive information which should be provided. So it can be done through satellite communication, and SAG works in this area also. And also, as we saw, there is computational and structural area where SAG works. So it performs. So there is a high performance computing which is required, and SAG also works under this high performance computing. So this is the reference of my task, and thank you. If there are questions, you may please ask. Sir, I'm done with the first presentation.
Okay, you can move on to next one.
Okay, sir. So this is my third task. So good morning, everyone. My name is Rahel Ukirde, and I'm from Java Developers Group. The name of my project is Introduction to Server-Side Core Java Applications and Their Architecture. And the name of my task is Building a Simple Java Web Application. So we'll see the contents of this presentation. First, we'll see what is a web application. Next, we'll see what is Spring Boot. We'll also see the components of Spring Boot, and after that, architecture of a web application. We'll see how to build a simple Java web application using Spring Boot. Also, we see the working of a web application, and in the end, we'll see what is a URL and then the summary. So we'll see what is a web application. So web application are distributed applications by nature. This means that any program that runs on more than one computer and communicates using the network and server. So web applications are actually using a web browser. So they are very popular for the ease of using a browser as a user client. So if there is a user who wants to access a web application, so using a browser, that user can send a request and can access that web application very easily. So this is one of the feature of a web application. Also, it is a collection of dynamic resources such as servlets. There are Java server pages and classes and jar files, and there are also static resources, as we know, which are in the front end. Those are HTML pages and pictures. So there are many components in a web application which are created, some of which have a user interface and some which do not require a graphical user interface. So web application requires additional markup or scripting language. So there are some markup languages, which are HTML. For designing purpose, we use CSS and script. And for if we need scripting for that web application, we use JavaScript or any other language. So many applications use only the Java programming language, which is the ideal for its versatility. So we see what is Spring Boot. So Spring Boot is basically a framework, and it is built on the top of the Spring framework. So it provides an easier and faster way to set up, configure, and run both simple and web-based applications. So if we build a normal web application using Java, so and other Java server pages or JSP and AWT and everything, it will take more time. But using Spring Boot, we can actually configure all those settings, and we can build a Java web application in a lesser time. Also, it is a Spring module that provides the rapid application development feature to the Spring framework. It is used to create standalone Spring-based application that can just run because it needs minimal configuration. As we saw, it needs only a minimal configuration. So we can understand that Spring Boot is the combination of Spring framework and embedded services. So in Spring Boot, there is no requirement for XML configuration. And as you can see in the figure, so we need Spring framework and embedded HTTP servers. It can be Tomcat or Jetty, and excluding the XML configuration. So, and then this is how we can build a Spring Boot application. So there is no requirement of any other additional XML configuration. We'll see components of Spring Boot. So there are mainly 4 components of Spring Boot. So one of which is Spring Boot starters. So the its main responsibility is to combine a group of common or related dependencies into a single dependency, and it helps to reduce the number of manually added dependencies. So in other than that, we need to add manual dependency, but using Spring Boot starters, there is no need to add manually any dependencies. It will automatically or predefined ways it will just add the dependencies. So instead of manually specifying the dependencies, it just adds one starter. So the examples could be the Spring Starter Web, and other one is Starter Test, and the other one is Spring Boot Starter Data JPA. So there are more than other dependencies also, which can be automatically added using Spring Boot starters. So the second component is Spring Boot auto configurator. So one of the common complaint with Spring is we need to make a lot of XML based configurations. So what this auto configurator will do is it will simply do all these XML based configuration. It also reduces the number of annotations, so which are needed, but it will be reduced because of the auto configurator. The third component of Spring Boot is CLI. So CLI is command line interface. It is a Spring Boot software, and which is used to run and test Spring Boot applications from the command prompt. So these Spring Boot applications use CLI. Then it internally uses Spring Boot starter and Spring Boot configuration components to resolve all these dependencies, and also to execute the application without any requiring more time. Also, the fourth component of Spring Boot is Spring Boot Actuator. So it is one of the sub projects of Spring Boot. What this Spring Boot Actuator does is it adds different production grade services, and also to the what it does is it enables production ready features to a Spring Boot application. So without having to actually implement these things by the user or the developer. The Spring Boot actuator is mainly used to get the internal of running applications like health, metrics, info dump, environment, etc., which is similar to the production environment. Moving forward, we'll see the architecture of web application. So the architecture consists of all the components of the web application which are interconnected to each other. So this connection between the client and server defines the connection along with the server that handles the communication between the client and server, as we can see in the figure. So here is the computer screen, and here is the front end part, and here is the server. So whatever request is sent from the user, it will go to the server, and server will compute all the requirements, and it will send the response to the user, and it will display the results to the computer screen. So the code that is located on the user machine and is composed of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which is known as the client side code. And on the other side is the backend or the server side. So the server side contains the logic to handle the transactions, and also, as we said, to compute all the requirements and the and what is required to give as a response. So what the languages that are required are Java, PHP, Ruby, Python, and there are other languages also, which are the example of server side code. In additional benefit of using the solution is that the database server provides the requested data to the server side. Now we'll see how to the steps to build a simple Java web application. So we'll also see the demonstration. So it as we know that Spring Boot offers a fast way to build application, and so what it does, it looks at the class path and at the beans that are configured. That makes reasonable assumptions about what is missing, and also it helps in adding those missing requirements. So this with Spring Boot, we can focus on more business features and less on the infrastructure. So this is one of the advantage of Spring Boot. So we'll see the steps to build a simple Java web application. So the first step is we need to open the Spring Initializer. So for the configuration that we'll do. Second step is to provide the group and artifact name. So this we can give on our own. So we have provided group name as com.example.com and artifact as Spring Boot example. So step 3 is now click on the generate button, and then click on the generate button. It starts packing the project in a rar file and downloads the project. So as we know, when we create a Spring Boot project, it predefines a project for us, and after that we need to extract the rar file, and after that we need to import the folder. So these are the steps to import the folder in the SPS IDE, and after that when we import it successfully, we can see the project directly in the package explorer. So after that we need to run the Spring Boot example.java file, and we will see the web application which will be running successfully. So we'll see the working of a web application. So what happens in a web application is that the user accesses a web application via web browser and or any other device such as mobile. So what happens is a request is triggered to the web server over the internet, and and there may be security measures or cloud access security brokers and load balances there. So and after that when the request is sent to the server, the next step is the web server forwards the request to the application server, and the web application server performs the requested tasks such as querying the database or processing the data, then generates the result of the requested data. So whatever request is sent from the user to the server, so all the requirements which are required, it can be accessing from the database any information, and then after that processing it, and then it will generate the result and give the response to the user. Step 3 is the web application server sends the results back to the web server. So what the server does is it sends the result back to the web server, and after that the web server delivers the requested information to the client, that is the desktop, to the screen. So and the information appears on the user's display. So this is how a web application works. So first, what happens is the user sends the request to the server. Server then again it computes whatever requirements are required, and then it finds the result, appropriate result, and then it sends to the web server. And after that, the web server will send it to the client's screen. So it will display on the client's display. We'll see what is a URL. So URL is nothing but a uniform resource locator. It is a unique identifier used to locate a resource on the internet. So there are certain logical addresses. So these logical addresses are stored on the internet and can be accessed by using any request, any user request. It is also referred to as a web address. So URLs consist of multiple parts, including a protocol and a domain. So these are two main parts of the URL, which tell a web browser that how and where to retrieve a resource. Summary. So in this task, what we have learned is that how to create a simple Java web application using the Spring Boot framework, and how to which comes with many building features to create and run. Hello, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, really, you can continue with your phone. You are in summary, right? You can just finish the presentation.
Okay, sir.
Oh, your summary was mostly done, right? So is demo remaining? Hello, Ryan. Okay, so you need to give demo, right? Not an issue. So we'll consider your PPT as completed. You can create a small screen recording of your demo when the yeah, sure. Yeah. So
Okay.
what you can do is you can create a small recording of the demo and the other part, that is reference at Q&A, and then send it to me. Because most of the presentation was just demo is remaining. I will access it and send you a scroll after you have sent me
Okay, sir. Sir, on Trello, I'll send it.
on the common board.
Sorry, sir.
On the common board, Trello common board. Or you
Okay,
can
okay.
also email me or send me on the WhatsApp, not an issue.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So we'll move on to next one.
Thank you.
Shubham. Yeah, thank you. You are free to leave.
Sir, am I visible?
Yeah, you are visible. What is your full name?
Get started with the S3.
Sorry,
AWS S3.
your full name, because there are multiple Shubham in the list.
Okay. Shubham Gaware, sir.
Okay, Shubham.
Yes.
Let me check your name. Yeah, get started with S3. And is it only one?
Yes, sir. Is it one?
How many tasks have you completed?
Three, sir.
You need to give presentation for all of them.
That I have completed.
Yeah. You
Sir,
have
but
created for get 3, right? So you can create
yeah.
presentation for remaining and give it to me.
Okay, sir. ठीक.
You should
Sir.
complete it before 20.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Start with this.
Is this my screen visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So, good morning, sir. So, my name is Shubham Gaware, and I'm presenting the AWS S3 presentation. So, let's get started. So, here is a S3. Let me.
Sorry, but your PPT is not visible.
PPT is not visible?
Yeah, I can see a folder of AWS.
Just a second, sir. Now, hello, sir.
Yeah, it is visible now.
Okay. So let's get started. So first thing, what is AWS S3? S3 is a services that offered by AWS, and S3 stands for a simple storage services. It is a fully managed by cloud provider and secure and durable also, and also scalable. Scalable means that you can access from anywhere in the world. Just you need a strong internet connection, and you can store any type of data in there. So let's move further. So let's see the how it's work. So as we know, the S3 is a simple storage services. It is an object that offering industry leading scalability and availability security performance. Means what? Just availability means the you have upload any object in that there is a 99.9% chance that data are available there. And security is that it provide a high level encryption and security to protect our data. And to performance, just we need a strong internet connection to access our data. And the scalability is the you can access anywhere. There is no limitation. That is called scalability. And customer of all size the industry can store and protect any amount of data virtually. Virtually means the data are stored in different storage, and you can also use this storage and protect that type of data. We can use a cloud native applications for a predictive future like weather application and all that. Also it is a very effective and easy to manage their feature because of their simple user interface. And also we can optimize the cost and fine tune access control. Means that we have uploaded a file in the bucket, we have a all control that how data read or write. So okay, so what are their use cases? So there are many use cases like build data lake, backup and restore a critical data, achieve data lower cost, and run cloud native applications. So build data lakes, like we can run a big analysis like artificial intelligence, machine learning using the data. And backup and restore critical data is most of time sometime we delete our data, so using RTO, that is a recovery point object, so we can recover our data. And achieve data is a lower cost. We can create a bucket. There is a life cycle of the data like a glacier storage. There how in that life cycle high option, there is certain time of data can store and move further that we decided. So that is a achieve data. And run cloud native application. So we can using SC bucket data, we can build most powerful and web-based cloud native apps. So here is a diagram. This is the type of data that we have, and this is the story. And that type of we have control like control access, optimize the cost storage, and the data will use like artificial, advanced analytics, and machine learning and all. So next. So why we use S3? Because of their scalability, durability, and security. So I have mentioned this earlier, that scalability means you can scale and store it to any amount of data from anywhere in the web. Just you need a strong internet connection. And durability means it designed to deliver 99.9% durability. And also confidential data that we have uploaded. And security, that it provides a server-side encryption like SSL and TLS encryption, and also access control features. So how do we get started? To create a S3 bucket, just we need a AWS account that the free tier eligible for 12 months, and navigate to console of AS3 in AWS management and create a new bucket and upload a object in that. Also, we can set our permissions in that S3 bucket. For creating a S3 bucket, just we need to give our bucket name and select the nearest region. It's better to have a faster optimization, and choose bucket settings such as versioning and login tags, and set a permission bucket including access. Also, we can like we have some critical data, so we set a permission like sometimes we need a bucket make a publicly available, and sometimes we need a privately, so we can using their policies and all stuff, we can set a permission and upload a bucket file. So when we create our S3 bucket, just we need to upload the object in that. For that, go to the inside the bucket, and there is a right hand side have an option called upload. Just you need to click upload and select a file that if you want. So setting a permission in that bucket, we will give the bucket, and top opposite side we will have a permission. In that we can have a access control setting. In that we can set how data read, how data write. So all of the security are mentioned there. And also we can set up a encryption, like we need to set up. Okay. So why we that's conclusion that why we use S3 bucket, because of their reliable and secure cloud storage services and storing any type of data. Getting started with AWS S3 is easy and very simple UI, and you can explore the feature and capability of AWS S3. Let me give a demo how to create a S3 bucket and all that. So first thing that we need to do, just log in our AWS account.
Your demo screen is not visible.
Demo, okay, sorry. Now it's visible, sir?
Yeah, now it is visible.
Okay. Okay. So when we first time log in our AWS S3 AWS account, just we need to this is our the dashboard that you need to go, and just go to services and search for over S3. Just go to the S3 bucket, this is S3 dashboard. So here is the icon called create a S3 bucket. So you can create and give your bucket name, and also you can select the nearest region. In India, there is nearest region is a Mumbai. So you can select. Also, you can block the public access or whatever you want, you can do over here. Also, you can do in the bucket. So just by default, what everything and create bucket. So I have a create, I will show you. So here is a bucket that I have created. Let me open simple one. So this is the bucket, and that I have uploaded two objects in that. Just you need to, you can add a folder or add files. So let me add a simple file. Let me add this screenshot. So just select one and upload. So here is a start upload. Also, talking about the permissions, so you can manage your permissions also. So go to the again bucket. So click here in simple, sorry, open on, and here is a permissions part. So you can using, like I have make this bucket publicly, so I have a put bucket policy in that. So that bucket are publicly available. I give all that access that I need, and also you can go to the access control and read write data. You can give a permission that is whatever you give to access. So yeah, so that is the creating of S3 bucket. While when we create a S3 bucket and we make a publicly, so to check how we publicly operator or not, so just click the that are who uploaded and click the link URL. If it's download, that means your public is publicly bucket is publicly available. If not, there is a there is a private bucket. So yeah, so this is the demo. So let me get back to the presentation. So thank you, sir. So here is a demo of S3 bucket. Hello, sir.
Are you done?
Yes, sir. I have.
Okay. Okay, your presentation was good, but try to do more story type presentation. Okay. And yeah, I think you forgot to include the QS side and reference side. Include that next time.
Okay.
Other than that, it was okay. If you have any more presentations, you can create it and let me know by what your availability is. We'll have your presentation. Okay.
Sir, I have one question that my first task is create a EC2 install using Kali Linux. Okay. So now third task we receive same task that I have received to create a Kali Linux. So
if you give the presentation and submit the task, then you will not receive it again. And if you have received it, you just need to click on assign new task again. You will, or if possible, you are getting it again. You can let us know on the trial. We'll do it. Okay.
okay, sir. ठीक है, sir. Kali.
Yeah. Okay, then I believe we can conclude this meeting. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll end this meeting. Thank you.